Hello everyone. Now we notice an upward trend of people buying bicycles from online, especially very cheap bicycles. Now we're not saying that buying bicycles from online is a bad option, but if you ever wonder of buying a very cheap one, then you probably need to think again, right? Just to give you some idea, I went onto the internet and we checked. So there's this $100 bicycle. It's very cheap and it's been sold 6,000 units altogether. So we decided to buy this bike and see how is the quality and to give you an idea whether it's worth buying or not. Okay, so this is the bike that we got from the internet, and normally we call it a cheap bike, but in this one in particular, I will even say that this is a trash bike. You will not want to buy it. I would not want to work on it, and I will tell you in a very short while why exactly am I saying this. The first problem when the bike came was that it came in a box. Now to most of you, it sounds very normal that things that you purchase from the internet comes in a box, but what does it mean? It means that you have to install the bike yourself. You have to fix it up, you have to assemble it yourself, and if you're not familiar with it, you have to bring it to someone else to install. Okay, and I will tell you what is the problem with that later. But looking at the packaging that it came, it was a soft cardboard box that it came. So there was some wrapping already on the bike itself, some bubble wrappings, but still there are some scratches around the bike, and as you can see here and all around. So it scratches off some of the paints. Not exactly bad. I mean, for a cheap bike like that, maybe you find it acceptable. So that is the number one thing. And the next problem that we see is the frame, because to me the frame is very important, because the build of the frame will decide whether it's sturdy for you or whether it's safe for you to ride on. Now this frame is not aluminum, it's just normal steel frame. Not sure what type of steel is using or what metal is it, but it's very thin. Okay, from the outside we can see actually it's quite thin, and the welding is what I want to show you in particular. The welding is really done quite poorly. There are quite a lot of gaps here and there, so it looks like something that is done by a very poor workmanship and very amateur. The third problem, and is very dangerous problem that I want to highlight to you, is the brakes. The brakes they look like a functionable brakes, but actually they can't really work. I'm a mechanic myself, so I do fix a lot of brakes, and no matter how I adjust and tune these brakes, they can never be tight. They can never have a firm grip. The front is a caliper brake, but the brake shoes are made of very low and cheap quality. I don't even think they are rubber. See, I'm testing the front brake, I'm pressing it, and I still can move it. So the braking distance is going to be very high for you, and so that's very dangerous. Now, not to mention the rear brake. The rear brake is a bend brake. Bend brakes on itself is already not a good brake for slopes. They can be used on flat terrains to stop you, but this one in particular is very not responsive. It doesn't brake at all. I have actually adjusted to the maximum of the brake, the maximum tightness, and yet the rear wheel just moves even without load. Okay, can you imagine that if you sit on it? Now I have adjusted to the max and I press it and pull. You can see the wheels literally just move with just a little bit of energy. So with a load on it, when you're sitting on it and riding on it, this thing is gonna, well, I can't imagine that you are on a traffic light and you are riding on this bike. Okay, even also these brake levers, they are made of plastic. They are really, and these plastics are not the enhanced type. They are really flimsy and very thin. Even I use just a single. All right, you can just hear the sound for itself. It's really terrible. This type of plastic will break off and give way very easily, and I've seen too many of this type, and we have bike shops has already stopped giving out this type of brake levers, and they are still using this. And this point alone, because of this lousy quality and lousy quality brakes, it doesn't even work. I would say this bike is already a danger to be used for you, for the rider itself, and for the rest of the people who are using the road. And I don't understand why the manufacturer or the sellers can actually ship out or sell this kind of quality bikes, because it's really causing a danger to everyone. Moving on, there are more problems to this bike. The crankset, the crank, the bottom bracket, as well as this pedal, they are all looks like they can be used, but actually they really can't. In my standard, they are really, maybe they are more for toys, not really for a bicycle to be ridden, to be for you to ride on the road. Okay, they don't seem like they can actually withstand any strength. Now this bottom bracket, I was promised, I paid extra just to get a sealed bearing, a cartridge bearing, cartridge bottom bracket, but still it came the old style open bearings, the ball bearings type. Well, that's one thing. It doesn't matter. I will. But what I really cannot stand is this pedal, the crankset and the pedal. Okay, normally a pedal, any pedal that you get from maybe a local shop, they are supposed to actually move very freely. For example, when you just move, you see, because of the bearings inside the pedal, they can move quite freely. But this pedal that they gave us, let me just show you how bad it is. I can even knock with a spanner and it doesn't turn. Okay, it's very cheap quality plastic, and I doubt there's any good solid bearings inside. But that's why it is working like this. And this type of thing will just give way after you really pedal hard on it. Finally, I want to share with you the hidden costs that you will incur for buying this bike. We bought it for $100 online, and it came in a box. If you are not familiar with installation or assembly, you're going to have to hire someone to do it. You're going to have to bring it to a local bicycle store to let the mechanic do it. In the market, a rough guide will be $60 to $80 just to have the bike assembled properly and tuned nicely for you to be able to ride it safely. On top of that, if for a responsible bicycle store or mechanic such as me, will tell you to actually change all these unusable parts right from the start. Don't even bring them onto the road. Now, so I will give you a rough idea of how much are these parts to be, do these parts cost, and to replace them to something that is better quality and at least can ensure your safety while riding on the road. These brake levers will be changed to something more durable, plastic or metal, never mind, but it will give you much more harder and firmer grips, and will cost you from something about $20. For the front brake, to replace it with a durable C brake, it will be about $30, and for the rear it's about $40. So a rough estimate you can see now. Oh, on top of that, I will also have you to change the pedals. These toy pedals, please have it changed. Don't even bring them out. They are not even for kids, not to mention about adults. So about $15 to $20, get yourself a pair of nice pedals that is workable. Now, all in all, the price from installation to changing all these parts can cost about $165, $185. This bike is only $100, and we're talking about adding additional $180 more just to get it workable. So that is totally not worth it. So a total price of $200 over, almost $300. Please get yourself something better. So in my opinion, in today's market, it's impossible to get a decent bicycle for the cost of $100. The minimum price that you should be looking at should be $300 and onwards. Now, even so, you should do some research to see the review of the store that you're buying from, be it online or a physical store. Buy from someone that is reputable, has a lot of good reviews, and someone that you can trust, so that you can give you more assurance for your purchase. So that's all that we want to tell you today, and I hope that I have given you more idea of what not to buy and how to choose your next bike. So thank you very much for watching. We have wasted $100 on this trash bike, and I hope by doing so we save you from wasting your $100. Our goal is to bring you good quality bikes and good deals and no more bad ones. So subscribe to our channel and be notified by all the sales and our future videos. Thank you.